It's our pleasure to welcome you, and we really appreciate and honor your presence here with us. And yeah, I'm very happy to see like the different people, like from labancane to labadzala. It's really great. Like even labancane like abasali. So we just want to welcome you to this meeting here as Young Climber, because as Young Climber we are here like, as you all know, Young Climber went down to motivate you, like because it's not like we are saying parents at home and your teachers are not doing their job, but there's this powerful thing that teachers and pastors and parents and everyone is complaining about, which is peer pressure. But what we do as Young Climbers, we're giving positive peer pressure to you guys. And today, as Tozane has said, that we're bringing the products of Young Climb so that you also can see that, you know, this thing is also like working, like Batan Jera and Abubutu, like where they started and I don't know why the Tulalanga occupier. I guess everyone chose a space that's comfortable now. But anyways, just feel free to mingle and ask questions.
Sanibonani. Kunjani? Siyaphila nathi. Okay, I finished my high school at St. Francis, from St. Francis High School, and nalapho, Young Climber ngimpole sengisemvasi, so bengide Young Climber at high school. But again, we are lucky because Young Climber is here. For those of you who are still in high school, I told us this points a success, which how can you succeed? Okay, I was at St. Francis High School, because nothing comes to 7. So I worked very hard, and fortunately, because I was number 6 in the whole of Swaziland. And then I got into the university. It was a totally different environment. No one was pushing me to do work. No one was spoon feeding me, because in high school, in our country, I don't know, spoon feed. When you get to the university, there's no spoon feeding everything. You have to find it for yourself. Information, they give you assignments, and you do all of that. So I got into the university. It was a totally different environment. I struggled at Tallinn. But as I went on, Young Climber when I was doing my 4th year, well, a bit earlier than that, was it 3rd year or something? Yeah, so Young Climber, it really helped me a lot. It's because of the principles of principles of success. If you follow, you do what successful people do, now you will be successful. You cannot expect to succeed if you are not following the formula. The Batulaba successful. So there's one example of some guy. He was studying every day. Every single day he was studying 2 hours every day. Now my holiday, I know most of us we don't study my holiday, and everything. And the best is succeeding. So this guy was studying every day for 2 hours every day. Even during the exam, he was studying for 2 hours every single day. On Sunday, on Monday, on Saturday, every day he was making the point because he was studying for 2 hours. And what's even my results embassy. Of course, he was the best student. Why? Because he applied the principles of success. You work every single day with efforts, and that effort, if I consistently, and then you get the results. So if you apply the principles of success, how do you succeed? You apply those principles, and I am telling you, you will succeed. Okay, it's about ingombo yakho. Because many of us, we do not succeed. We want to succeed, but success it's like we are fighting against ourselves. And this is a very important thing. Make sure in this way of success. Circumstances around us, they are according to the predominant thought pattern in your mind. So if you are always thinking, I am a success, I will succeed, everything I'm going to succeed in it, then the circumstances around you, they will be according to the predominant thought pattern. If you say you are succeeding, even the circumstances around you, yes, you are succeeding. But if you are always thinking, I am a failure, which is something less because we are just thinking, you don't think about what you're thinking. And you can say, we are doing things, you are doing stuff, everything. But now when most of the time you're thinking, I'm not a success, I'm not successful, just to make an example from the Bible, the children of Israel, Ngulungulu had promised them, they will go to the promised land. But every time when there was something, every time there was no water, they were thinking, Vele Moses, why did you take us to the promised land? Why did you take us from Egypt? Egypt was the but hey, Egypt was sick for in Egypt. So they wanted to go back. What they were thinking every time there was a problem, they were thinking Starufa. Every time there was a problem, they were thinking Starufa. So what happened? We know, they died. Because you don't trust me, and I told you, I'm going to take you to the promised land. But because every time there's a problem, you think, that's what happened. So it's important to think positively. Think according to I want to be a doctor. Think according to that. I am going to be a doctor. No matter we are failing, maybe you are failing maths or you are failing what? Okay, for me to be a doctor, I have to know maths, I have to know science, I have to know biology, all of those things. But if you are going to think, because what? You are always thinking negative. You are always thinking, once there's a problem, you are thinking, no, if you want to be a doctor, you will be a doctor. You will achieve the dream. If you want to be an engineer, now I was really bad at maths. At high school, but it's okay. If I'm engineer, and for me to be an engineer, I need to know maths. And what did I do? I started working. I worked towards that goal. I want to be an engineer. And my practice, I applied my principles of success. If you want to know maths or physics, you have to practice them. And I had that goal, the big picture. I want to be an engineer. And now I am an engineer. I'll be an engineer when I was failing in maths for 45% and everything. So according to the predominant thought pattern in your mind, that is how the circumstances around you, they will be like that. Another example, I was a member of SCM. So every Sunday, I was transport to my instruments. That's what as my students, from one place to another. So when we say my instruments, and the team, okay, it's both things, so we don't know what this my instruments. And then it's and okay, these sisters, they took everything because we didn't know what sisters in. And as they were taking these things, but how yes, bafika basiya wabhuti hawu lokho dzingeki lokho vele ngabe ngikushiyile. So ngabona ukuthi okay vele because they thought ukuthi le tinto lesithathayo angeke bazisebenzise. What did they do? They took it. Vele bathatha le tinto lebengameli ukuthi bazithathe ngoba vele bathi nabafika bathi vele sidawuthatha le tinto ngeke zisebenze. So I'm just trying to make a point ukuthi think positively. No matter what circumstances around you, they are all negative. But when think positively, because according to the predominant thought pattern in your mind, the circumstances around you will be like that. Okay, I don't know. This is a quote, Yago Einstein. I wish you could see it. Okay, then explain it, Elijah. Okay, we have Kuguna Stata in the picture. There's a tree, and then there is a bird, and then there's a monkey, there's a seal, there's an elephant, there's a fish, and then there's a dog. And then, I think he part to a scholar or something. Again, for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. So, we are not all birds, we are not all monkeys, we are not all elephants, we are not all fishes, we are not all seals, we are not all dogs, and therefore, not all of us can climb the tree. Albert Einstein, our education system, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. So we are different. That's another point I want to make. Please, if you want to live in Pilo, le mnanzi, in Pilo le stress, don't compare yourself. I know a lot of us we compare ourselves, and that thing, it pulls us down because I'm still smart I'm still smart as smart as I would love to be. We are different. If you want to succeed, this is another thing. Do not compare yourself. We cannot all be doctors, we cannot all be engineers, we cannot all be accountants, but there is a dream. That dream, focus on it. Don't look at other people who's born now, but that is their dream. Focus on your dream. And I cannot stress this enough. Please think positively. According to the predominant thought pattern in your mind, the circumstances around you will be like that. Thank you very much.
It's really nice to be here, and I feel really honored to be standing in front of you guys. As I was sitting over there, I felt this feeling. I was like, damn, I'm going to be standing in front of these people talking about success. And I think the last time I felt like this, I was doing an interview with Go. It was a little bit unnerving. So I was like, I don't know, it was just an interesting experience because it felt like whatever I did at that point, my life depended on it. And but I'm really excited. It's quite an honor. And thanks for making it here. We're really excited that you made it. I know it costs a little bit of some money. And if you don't have that money, it's quite something to come up with 50 bucks for some people. But all of you guys made it here. So just like I said, my name is Sakire Dlamini. I did go to Colorado College. It's in the USA. But I have a little bit of some stuff I prepared for you guys to talk about. Just a little bit of some stuff. I'll talk about that. But I think one thing I would like to start with is a little bit of a background about myself. I don't know, I just felt like it was a little bit important to talk about that because it made me who I am. And I feel like some people will kind of relate to that. And I don't know. So, I mean, I consider my background one of those that it would have given me a good reason not to do well. But I think or maybe I should say I'm a Christian too. I think that's important. Yeah. Well, so I don't know why I didn't start with that. It's in the USA, they try to be politically correct. So religion is not really something you just put out there like just randomly. It's you try to say things and not offend people. So I think I'm a little bit used to that, which I think I shouldn't be, but I don't know, it happened. Yeah, so I grew up in Gunvini. Yeah, some of you don't know where that place is, but it's by Stoward. So that's where I was born and raised. So and I was born in a rather big family. I think I have like about 7 siblings. I don't even know how many there are. Sometimes I have to count and stuff. So there's a lot of. So I have a little bit of some siblings and stuff. So, and as I was growing up, I grew up in you know the countryside. Gunvini is not like urban or whatever. It's just in the countryside, in the village, as they will call it. So that's where I grew up. Grew up in a farm. My dad is a farmer. On average, like I remember when I was growing up, like in primary school, he used to have about like 40 to 50 cows, and we were the ones who were actually taking off those guys. Like, it wasn't fun, I'm telling you. And then like I don't know, he used during summer, as some of you know here, we do the usual farming. So I mean, and then like I don't know, just like a lot of chores at home. And part of that meant that sometimes, not sometimes, almost every day when I was in primary school, I'll be late for school on Tuesdays. Like maybe like I'll get there like at 10 p.m. because we went to the deep tank and stuff. So that was how I grew up. And I mean, before you go to school in summer, you gotta go to the fields and stuff and take care of the fields. And it was a big farm. I think it was as big, at least like 3 times the bus rank of Manzini. So like we used to plow all of those guys. Oh my God, it was a lot of fun. I mean, so that was the kind of an environment I grew up in. So when I was really an average student, I think I was below average actually, because I remember like when I was in standard 1 or something, I felt sad. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not one of those kids who have to hide their work for other people so that they cannot copy, you know? It's actually a stress for some people. I was like, why would people copy from me? It's because I didn't know anything. That was just you know, it was sad, man. So, and then like standard 5, oh my, I had to do it again because I didn't really do well, so I failed. Okay, so and then I went to Form 1, same story, position 25 first term, position 25 second term. I was like, damn, this is a trick. This is the same report I got last term. But that was just a story, like a below average kid. That's what I was. And then, and then when I was in second year, not second year, you call it like Form 2, what happened is that, what happened? I remember my dad was coming to fetch us from school. So he had like a tape. I don't even know why he had that tape, because my dad wouldn't listen to something like that. But he had that tape. It's like God just put that tape for me there. And then so I put it in the thing in the car, and I just listened to it. I think that's when the story began. And one of the things that the guy said, it was a motivational tape. One of the things that the guy said, he said, within everybody there's a sleeping giant. So you just have to wake up that giant to do the miracles. I was like, maybe there's a giant within me. You see, like, I'm a small guy. I used to be like a lot smaller than this. So like, but like, I actually saw the giant in me. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make things happen. So that was Form 2. So I started studying hard. Like, you know, some of you might have experienced this. When you start studying, you don't really get the results there and there. It just doesn't happen that way. I mean, I started working hard. Like I got like position 12 or something like that. And then like I worked hard again. Next time I got position 11. I was like damn, this thing is not working. They lied to me. No, I didn't believe they lied to me. I just thought, I don't know, there was so much of a drive within me. And then I continued studying position 3, and then that's when things just started happening. And then when I was in Form 3, I was, you know what, I really want to be in the top 10, but it didn't happen because I just got married. But yeah, so and then, but when I was in Form 4, I was like, I really want to be in the top 10 for Form 5. I saw this girl, she was number 1 when we were in Form 3, and I saw her, you know, like what they call like tears of joy. I was like, damn, look at this girl. Like, she's happy and stuff, and she's crying, like just because she beat us. I was like, I'm gonna beat her in Form 5. So I was like, just working hard. I had some friends though, like we were working hard together and stuff. But not staying together, I never did that. It was just like we were just competing. I think that's one of the things that helped. Some of you might know those or Indapendo, we're in the same class. Nabomncedisi Sikhonze, umfana South Africa, Sibonelo Dlamini, umfana head teacher walesikole. Nalomnye bathi esimbita ngabhadala. But we were competing. So and then Form 5 came Form 5. I was position 6 and stuff. So I was a little bit happy. And then but I had problem with my English, so my English was really not good, so I was always struggling. I think Standard 5 I got a C, and then Form 3 I got a C, and then Form 5 I got a C. So I was just always barely making it with my English. And then so I finished school, top 10, I was really happy. And then there's that Waterford thing. We all just wanted to go to Waterford with my friends and stuff. And then we wrote the interview like in April. And unfortunately, I failed that interview. So 2 of my friends made it. And I was really sad, like, really sad. I can't even describe it. Because like, this is something I really wanted, like, real bad. Okay? And then, fortunately, within a year, there are 2 interviews. So and then I attempted the second one. And so what happened is I missed the first day of the interview. I think I missed it by a week. And then I called and told me that, oh, okay, you can come, it's okay, and stuff like that. So they made an arrangement. So I remember I texted one of my friends. I was like, hey, dude, God gave me another chance to do the interview. Do you think God will fail the interview? And then I went to write the interview. Okay? So that was like a little bit of some faith in me. Yeah, faith works, right? So and then so when I think about 2 weeks later, I called. I was like, hey, how did it go? They was like, hey, sorry, you didn't make it. I was like, what? So it didn't happen, right? So then I went to the University of Southern. I was there like for about a month. They called me and they were like, hey dude, what happened to you? Like, we were expecting you and stuff, you didn't show up for the thing. And I was like, hey, you guys told, so they were calling me from Waterford. I was like, you guys told me I failed. They were like, no, that was a mistake. Huh? So like, I'm from the university, then it didn't really work as maybe as neat as I put it, because sometimes I had to leave some classes, like when I was going for the interviews and stuff like that. I didn't get the scholarship right away, so sometimes I would have to leave classes from the university, just like try to negotiate with the guys. And then fortunately, finally I got it. Then Waterford. So when I got it Waterford, I mean, I was doing physics, math, and chemistry. Those were my higher subjects. And then so what happened is that I was kind of like used to like getting A's, but physics was just giving me a hard time, man. Because I had a really horrible teacher in high school. I really hated that guy, like with everything I had. So like, he was a little bit abusive, so he used to smoke a lot. I'm not against smoking or anything, but he was just really abusive and I didn't like him. So now I had to do physics, so it was really hard. I remember I asked this girl, I was like, hey, I want to get a 40, but it looks like it's not going to happen because physics is just ruining everything. And then so she told me, I don't remember what she told me, but like she was one of the people who got a 40. And then so I was just really like working hard and not getting anything back. And then like final year, like on my first year, things started like working out. So I was really happy about that. And then second year, things were a little bit smooth. And then I got the 40 I wanted, which was really awesome. And I got like position 4 out of, I don't know, that was like position 4 like in my class. I was really happy about it. So now I'm like an A student again. Awesome! Life is just, it's just really nice, you know? And then I went to college. Yeah, I was like, so I was starting to get a little bit cocky. So I was like, oh, now I'm really good. I'm tired of physics. Physics is nothing to me anymore. So I'm not gonna do physics. I need to start something new because I'm smart. I was like, okay, I'm going to do computer science. Okay, because I had computer science is hard. I always wanted to do something hard. I'm not sure if this was the stupidest thing I've ever done, because I started regretting it when I was in college. I was like, I was really down to do this. Or maybe even before I get to that, because I thought I was smart, I was like, okay, let me apply to Stanford. I never applied to Stanford, but Princeton, I don't know, Dartmouth, Williams College, all those good colleges. And then what happened is, I remember when I was applying, I was sending all of my applications. I was like, oh no, I need a safety school, like just in case nothing works out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to apply to Colorado. I was just looking at the list. I was like, Colorado College. I'm not even going to go there, even if they accept me. Guess what happened? They rejected me in all of the colleges, all of them but Colorado College. And I was like, damn, I'm so glad I applied to that school, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have gotten a chance to go to the US and stuff. So now, back to the story of like thinking I'm smart. I started doing computer science. This is what happened. I used to sleep at 3, like in my first class. We used to, we had what's called a block system. I used to sleep at 3. So a block system means you just take one class at a time for 3.5 weeks, and you write an exam and you're done with the class. And you're never gonna like do anything with it again. I mean, maybe like write an exam again, so it's just done. So that's what we did. And we used to have like 4 blocks. So you take one class, be done with it, take another one, be done with it, done with an exam, take another one, and then so 4 classes. This is what happened in my first class. Okay? I took computer science. I used to sleep at 3 and wake up at what? No, sleep at 12 and wake up at 3. And still don't understand what's going on. That's what happened. It was just devastating. And my professor said, I went to my professor and he was like, dude, things are not really looking that good. Maybe you should take this class pass fail. That's what happened. I took the class pass fail because I was going to fail. Okay? So, and then I took another one. I think I got a B minus or something like that. It was horrible. It was like the worst thing I've ever done to myself. And I was like, you know what? I did this thing with physics. I'm going to do it again. So I was like, go choir, mandla. So like I was and then so I mean, I took some math because I was math and computer science. So I took some math and computer science. And then so, and then what happened? So I took some math in between. And I remember this one class I took. So I think it was like block 7. So counting blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This was second semester, computer science. Oh my goodness, I remember I was sitting in that class and I was like, what's going on? Like, I just couldn't understand it. I was like, oh my God, this is not working. But I was like, oh, Amanda. And then so the last block I took, it was computer science again. I thought, oh, now I'm prepared, I'm gonna get this thing. I got a C minus. I was like, I'm quitting, I'm done. That was the end of the I was like, I'm just done with this thing. But fortunately, I didn't quit. So my first job, I remember, so like we used to have like on-campus jobs and stuff. I did grants, but I really wanted this computer programming job. And then so I started studying for it, and then I got it fortunately at some point. So, and then that wasn't the end of the story. Second year, I had some friends of mine. They really talked a lot. Like this guy was boasting. He was like, I'm so good, like at physics. I was like, maybe I should just switch back to physics. This guy is just really annoying me. Now I just want to show him that I'm not that bad. So, but I did, I don't know, and I was like, maybe I'm just being stupid to actually do that. Computer science is what I love, even though I'm not doing well in it, but I'm just going to continue doing it. So that's the story to encourage you. And then, so I remember about this time when I was in my junior year, I was talking to a professor, and so he was asking us about like what we wanted to do like for grad school, and I was like, I just don't feel like I'm ready for grad school. Like I really need to do college again because I feel like I'm average, and I really didn't like being average. So grad school wasn't really an option for me. But so I applied to Columbia College, Columbia University to do engineering. Fortunately or unfortunately, okay, I did get accepted, but I just didn't have the money to pay, so I had to come back home. And two of my friends, one got accepted at Columbia, and he did have the money, so that was it. And then the other one got into a PhD program, and I was coming back home. That was really sad, man, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to be happy for my friends, and I was happy for them. And then what ended up happening later, I started my interview with Google last year, August, and I got accepted at Google like in March. So the interview process took about what? So from August, you can count from August to March. And what ended up happening is that my friend who was doing a PhD program, he dropped out of the PhD program. My friend who was doing the engineering program, he dropped out. So if I got jealous, that would have meant like I would have lost friends over actually a nothing. So what we really needed at that point is just stay friends, because we all had our story, like our journeys are different. Okay, so that I just wanted, and another thing maybe before I stop talking about myself, is that I never actually thought, I would have never imagined working for Google. It's just something, I don't know, I just never thought it would happen. I was just applying. I think I applied to about 300 jobs or something like that. And all of them were rejected, most of them were rejected. I think about like 3 companies got back to me, and Google was one of them. So it was really a hassle and a really scary one. I came back to Swaziland, no job. I came here like in September last year, no job for about until February. So it was really scary, okay? So I wanted you to actually like be able to know that, to see that it's not all really miraculous. It wasn't just something out of like ordinary that I did. I'm just an ordinary person who is at some point like below average. And that should be an encouragement for a lot of you guys who feel like, hey, I think I'm a really average person. And I'm going to tell you today, within you, there's actually a sleeping giant. What you need to do is wake that guy up, and he'll do the wonders for you. Now, I got some points of advice for you guys. And this is really not going